Welcome to Ultimate DIYer, where you learn to be your own handyman. Today we are going to talk about how we connect pipes. There's a lot of different ways, especially as a DIYer, that you can connect pipes or use pipes. The old traditional method was copper, like this, and you did a lot of soldering with a solder gun, and basically they call it sweating, and you would sweat the pipes. That was the older method, and it's still used today, and I still use it occasionally as well. The newest version right now, or actually I shouldn't say newest, the one that is most prevalent today is going to be a PEX system. But there are two versions of that. There are A version, which is the expansion, and there's a B version, which is going to be a crimp. Those are your basic systems right now, but there's a new kid on the block, and that's really what I want to talk about today. And this is going to be ProPress. So it uses the copper that we used to always use, but it's going to have a piece that slides over the top, and you're going to crimp this. Now, how that works is there is actually a rubber little O-ring deep down inside of here. And I'll hold it up a little just so you can kind of see. But when you crimp this ring around here, it actually will crimp that little rubber ring and make a very tight connection. It's so tight that they use this not only in residential, not only in commercial, but they use it in industrial. So there's a lot of reasons that this is very popular. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how that works. Now, there is a big drawback though to this. Most of the tools that you're going to get to do this are going to run $2,000 and up. They're expensive tools. But today I'm going to show you a tool right here. It's called iCrimp. This company has made a tool that is extremely heavy duty, that is at a very reasonable price, that will work and crimp this and probably last you for years and years. So we're going to open this thing up and I'm going to show you how it works and give you another alternative to PEX and normal copper. So when you get this, it's going to come in a box like this, and you're simply going to open it up. I'm going to open it towards you guys so you can see. It's going to look like that. You're going to have a little instruction manual, and then you're going to have different dies. Now, you can get different dies for these depending on what size pipes you're using. The one I got is the deluxe kit here, which is going to have the 1/2 inch, a 3/4, and a 1 inch. And as far as I can tell, these don't have to go in any particular direction. You can flip them up, down, doesn't matter in the gun. I'm going to show you how you get them out. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you, the first thing I noticed about this thing is heavy duty. It's extremely heavy duty. And the top will even swivel. Like if you open this, now I can move it. So I can get into really tight spots. I was a little worried about possibly getting to copper if it's up against a wall. They give you plenty of room here. So when you first get this thing, you're going to be looking at it. You're going to say, well, how do I change it out and how do I open it? The very first thing you do is you see there's a lever here and you're going to try to push. That's not going to work. What you have to do is you have to open it just like this. Now I can actually do it from this side, get it all the way open. You'll see, like if you're like that, it really opens the jaws. Now I can do that and it opens. It's pretty simple. And these pieces, when you want to change the dies, all they have is they have a little screw mechanism. You push back and forth here. So I'm going to go back this way so you can see. I take it, push it, and this whole piece just comes right out. So I will change both of them out and put my other ones back in the case, get the new ones out. So if I'm going from a 1/2 inch to 3/4, I switch it that quick. Take it, put it back in, and it's locked in place. So now I'm ready to crimp. So we're just going to go ahead and take this copper, and I'm just going to crimp one on the end. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to crimp two in the middle so you can see how it works. So we're going to just take our cutter, and I have a lot of different cutters. I'm just going to take a manual one here for this because we're doing just one cut. Get it set in there. And kind of hard to do this in the air to make sure that you guys can see, but get it tied in right there. There we go, just like that. Start rotating and twisting it as I rotate a little more. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the fitting. Now when you take these fittings and you put them on, you're going to hear and feel a little click. Man, that one went in super easy. Same thing here. There it is. You're going to know it's in there. So you get them nice and tight. Now say this was on a wall. This is going to be another awkward thing. It'd be nice if I had it pinned up so you could see. But you're going to take, and now you're going to put your clamp on it. Now there is a groove. The groove of the metal fits in the groove of your instrument here, your tool. So I'm going to just do it this way. Hopefully you can see that. Bring it around just like that and click it in. So now we are clicked in on one side of it. And there we go. Now it's going to be loose until you start moving this. Now if you need more leverage, by the way, these handles will spread out like this to give you more leverage. And one of the things I like about that is if I'm working in tight quarters, I may not be able to have those stretch all the way, so I can make it smaller. So I'm going to take it this way so you can see, and I'm going to press it. And it's nice and tight, and you're going to feel it. It's going to go all the way shut. There it is. Now, we're going to open it back all the way up, and I'm going to unclip right here, take it out. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. Set this aside for a second so that I can show you guys what we have. This side we did not tighten, comes right out. This side is very tight. Now what you're looking for to know that you got a good crimp, and this one looks really good, is you don't want any big buckles. If you have buckles on this side, it is probably going to leak. You were not straight. You did not get a good clamp. It's a lot easier to do this when it is mounted somewhere and being held up and all you're working is the tool itself. The way I tried to show you or had to show you makes it a little hard, but I wanted you to be able to see how it works. So great fitting. And by the way, you can use this even all the way up to your, like say, shower valves. The only problem with shower valves is you got to be careful. It may take a little bit of maneuverability because it's very tight quarters, but you can do it. So overall, it's a great tool. I love the construction of this thing. Like I said, you would have to literally feel this to understand just how heavy it is. It is stainless steel. It's not going to rust. But this is what I was talking about. It's open. The head will swivel to any direction you need it to, but it's a very good tool. You do not have to calibrate this one very often. By the way, those are very expensive battery-powered ones. You have to calibrate every so often, and it's anywhere from $200 to $500 to calibrate those machines. So this, you do not have to do that. Lasts a very long time. Very good tool. You know, comes with the case, everything you're going to need. I think if you're going to get into any of this, start with one of these. Then maybe later you can upgrade, but you'll always have this as a backup. Always have this to use. And it's a great tool. So I hope this helps. We will see you guys on the next one.